me, hanging up on me, hanging up on me. You guys, it just infuriated me.
You know, I watched this video, and the person's name is Do Something. And man, I really like that name because it reminds me of like a famous quote by, I think it was JFK said, he said something along the lines, anybody can make a difference and everybody should. You know, I don't know why it's different, but it just reminds me of that. And I think that's the truth. Anybody can make a difference, and it's good to see people advocating and stuff like that. But it doesn't surprise me people are hanging up and people are being rude. Like, some of the most obnoxious people in the world that work like at one building in those penitentiaries. Like, they're not really ever around any inmates, but they got this hard exterior and they just can be real asses, you know. And I'm glad that you did find somebody that was able to kind of help you and kind of give you some guidance and stuff on what to instruct people to do. But I want to remind you about this, like, all those inmates, the things that you were saying, I guarantee you, like, they already all know that, right? They know where to go, they know what to do, they all know that. The problem with the request is it's just that, a request, and every request cannot just be fulfilled, right? Like, you know, there's essentially, like, you know, everybody has to take turns. Not everybody's going to be able to go to the law library, or not everybody's going to be able to go to school. Like, there's only so many slots available for certain things. You know, I mean, there's just a limited amount of space, and you're talking about some of these units got like 3,000 people there or something, you know, 2,700 people or something crazy. Like, so it doesn't, you know, they all kind of know that. And regarding this term, she used the term seg, and I don't think she knows what seg means. But so I'll let like her and anybody else know that wants to know. A seg is it's a term for administrative segregation. So if the 23 hours locked down and 1 hour up, you know, 1 hour for rec and 23 hours locked down. Usually, maybe they call it something like the shoe, or they call it the hole, or they got a whole bunch of different names in different states and stuff. But in Texas, we call seg. That's what it is. It's called seg, and that's for the people that have that are in gangs, that are in security threat groups. Those are for people that have committed crimes, maybe violent acts while they're in prison. Those are for guys that have been caught with cell phones, or you know, because that's a bad contraband. You know, those are for guys that maybe possibly have tried to escape in the past, and so those guys are pretty much locked down 23 hours a day, 7 days a week and stuff. And here's something else that people may not know, right? And I don't think this isn't going to happen if the dude isn't causing a problem, but it could happen. Like, you could cut the water off to a cell. As a matter of fact, I've been there when they cut the water off to a cell, because sometimes what you'll have is people get pissed off and they do something called flood in the run. And that means they will flood their cell, and then they'll pull like this plug, and then, like, you know, all the water goes out from under their door, and it goes and it just floods the whole damn place. And so, you know, if you hear that toilet just flushing and flushing and flushing, they might be flooding the run, so they will cut the water off. So that's definitely a possibility. You know, I wonder if that's something that needs to be addressed too at some point, like ensuring that during certain times, you know, that the water can't be cut off, you know, because if you got somebody in there, I'm going to tell you how the prison mentality works with an asshole, okay? So, like, if, let's say I got a problem with the inmate and he's wetting down his floor to lay on his floor to get cool or something like that, if I'm a real asshole, I run back and tell my rank I need the key to the... I forgot the little box right there to cut the water off. Well, I gotta cut the water off because the inmate is flooding the run. He's not really flooding the run. He's just trying to get cool. This boss has just found another way to get at this person, and that's realistic. It's not. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You know. And I know this is running long, and I hate that, but this is to me is an important topic. Like, one of the reasons they hang up like that is because when a person has a family member call up and advocate for them, it's really looked down upon. You know, it's looked down upon. Like, the COs and upper rank and stuff will often look at it like, what, he can't handle his own business? What, he needs mama to call up here and do this, or mama to come and do that? And you know what I'm saying? in my opinion, with anything, is you have to find out exactly what the policy is in a particular area. Find out exactly if they're following that policy. If the policy is not being followed, then you need to file your grievance, and then it can be addressed. But there's absolutely like a specific way that things have to go if like real change is going to occur until like the state or Governor Abbott actually steps in and does anything. And the fact of the matter, he probably won't. Like, he doesn't care. He's not going to. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate because a lot of people that once you commit that crime, you're a second class citizen at that point in Texas. So I mean, that's how people view it.